Yo, what is going on, guys? Today, I thought I'd answer a common question that we get asked all the time. A lot of people are asking what they need to do to pass the out-of-province inspection on a JDM vehicle. So you bring in a car from Japan, what do you have to do to actually make it road legal, insurable, and registrable where you live? So we're gonna go through the inspection, through the list of things that you need to do to make your car legal to drive on the roads. Just as a disclaimer, I'm using the Alberta kind of safety standard and regulation. It's probably pretty similar across Canada or even in the States. It could be a little bit easier, a little bit harder to do this, but I'm gonna give you a general idea what you're pretty much gonna have to do for the inspection. All right, so the very first thing that you're going to need to do is go to the registry and get this piece of paper, which is a request for vehicle inspection. Basically, this paper has all of your car's information on it. You'll need to provide the registry with your license and like all the documents that came with the vehicle and then pay $11. And this request for vehicle inspection sheet is what you'll bring to the shop where you're gonna do the out-of-province. So I actually got an out-of-province inspection booklet, I guess you could say, printed off. We're gonna go over the inspection list step by step so you guys can see everything that you're gonna need to do. Like I was saying earlier, depending on where you are across Canada or the United States, it could be a little bit different, easier or harder, but this will give you a general idea of everything you need to do to pass an inspection on your JDM car. So number 1A there, as you can see, request for the vehicle inspection, which is that piece of paper I just showed you. Vehicle accurately described on the request for inspection. All the information about the car, like the VIN, the year, the color, and all that. VIN plate condition. There's multiple ones throughout a vehicle. Just do your research to find out where. But basically, you're going to want to inspect this plate. Make sure it hasn't been like chipped or replaced or the rivets have been drilled out or anything sketchy going on. CV joint road test, basically your axles. There's a road test and a visual inspection. So just making sure they don't click, make any noises, the boots aren't torn or anything like that. Vehicle wanders or pulls. Nowadays, you actually do need to get an alignment done. So you will need to do an alignment and bring the aligned spec sheet to the out-of-province inspection place. Brake system performance, that's just going to be a road test to ensure that your brakes are working properly. They don't need a bleed or they're not squeaking or vibrating when you brake. Speedometer operation and odometer operation. That's just basically saying that your speedometer here works. The mileage actually goes up while you drive. That's what that's confirming. There can't be any PCM codes, which is powertrain control module. Check engine lights. Lamps fail to illuminate. Confirming that there is no major warning lights on like check engine or ABS lights. There's no serious lights on. No system is malfunctioning. Making sure all that the safety lamps illuminate on your cluster, which is when you turn the key on. So over here you can see the ABS light, check engine light, traction control, and the airbag light over here. Airbags present and the condition of the covers are good. Next up here you have your doors. I'm just assuming that that is proper door functioning. You check all the doors on the vehicle, make sure they open and close, make sure the keys work. Obviously a big safety thing, so you got to make sure you have a rear view mirror as well as your side view mirrors. It's an obvious, but you know, sun visors. Seats, seat belts, obviously, just making sure that they're all there for every seat. The buckles are functioning properly. Signal lamp, switch and indicator, hazard lamps, headlight switch, and high beams. So that is just confirming that this works. And even if you have a single light bulb out, you will fail that part of the inspection. Headlights, signals, fog lights, all around the vehicle. Instrument panel lamps, that's everything on the cluster. HVAC system. The HVAC system is your heat, ventilation, air conditioning unit here. You got to make sure that everything here works. And I'm assuming the reason why this is on the safety is when you need to defrost your windshield, you got to make sure that this is working. Wipers and washer fluid. Accelerator, service brake pedal, the clutch pedal, and the park brake. Make sure that the e-brake is functioning properly. Neutral safety switch operation. So this is a new one. On JDM cars, you do not need to press the clutch in to start it. But now in North America, they have a standard where you have to install a clutch neutral safety switch where you do have to press the clutch pedal to start the car. And that's another safety thing, just like so the car doesn't start while you have it in gear and it's gonna drive. That switch has to be installed where and you can have either the shop put that switch in, people that can bring parts in. It's not too hard to find that clutch neutral safety switch and just put it in yourself. Moving on to the exterior, the windshield needs to be marked as AS1, AS10, or AS14. The front windshield of your car has this little stamping here, and as you can see right there, it says AS1. Thank God. I was actually super worried that this car would not have certified glass and I'd have to change all the glass. Windshield condition, any tinting or decals, and visibility. As you can see on mine, there's no cracking, no chipping. Side glass has to be marked as AS1, 2, 10, or 11. If you look at the stamping on your side glass, mine is right here, and as you can see right there, it has AS2 written on it. And the rear window has a rating as well, AS1, 2, 3, 10, 11. I already confirmed it, but I put this B Pro sticker over it. Can't be taking that off, but all the glass on this vehicle is good, so just double check all the markings on your glass. Side window operation, side window visibility. Just making sure you can look through all the glass. It's all clean and not scratched up or anything like that. No cracks. And that every single one operates as it should, like that. Daytime running lights. So you have to have lights when the car is running. In Japan, they don't have daytime running lights, so you need to install daytime running lights. And I actually have a spare module for daytime running lights right here. This is basically the daytime running light kit that's getting constant power to the lights. I'm sure many of you know what DOT is, but for those that don't, DOT is basically like a safety standard here in North America that cars in Japan don't really have. So the headlights and the tail lights and like the tires are not DOT approved from Japan. So you'll have to change those parts out. The headlights I replaced and the tail lights, the ones that came on the car, because these ones here, where is it? Over here. See how it says DOT right there? That is basically what you need to have written on every single light on the car. It's something to do with the lens. Maybe in Japan, I don't know, if you get in a collision, they crack different, just North America things, but they want your headlights to be DOT approved. So you got to do that. And there's ways around doing that. Like with this car, it's super easy because it has the IS300, which is the North American version of it. So you could just throw those lights in and you'll be good. But it's getting a little bit harder for people that are bringing in like S15s or R32s or like Skylines and stuff like that. I've heard people that retrofit the lenses off North American vehicles onto the JDM ones that are similar and stuff like that. So you kind of have to get creative if there's not a North American like counter car. Same thing goes for the tires as well. The tires that come on your JDM car from Japan are not DOT approved. So right over here is where you have the DOT marking. And that doesn't mean you need to go out and buy new tires. You could just like, if you have another set of wheels with tires on it, you could just throw those on. Another thing to add is the tires can't be older than 10 years old. So right here, I have the date on my tires. So the last 2 digits is the year. So 2018 was when these tires were made. Ah, shit. No. But anyways, yeah, so that's only 1 year old. So that's fine. Another thing that has to do with the tires is the tread. I know these tires are brand new, so they have a lot of tread, but there is a tread rating that you have to be within spec. Also, take all your wheels off and inspect the rotor itself and the pads and the caliper. Also inspect all your brake lines to make sure none of that is leaking. Another thing that's checked is the lug nuts and threads on the studs. Obviously, you can't be riding around with stripped lugs or studs, so all your lugs have to be working fine and in good condition. Next thing that you have to pay attention to is side marker lights. Basically, you need front and rear side marker lights. My car, luckily enough, did come with these side marker lights for the front, and I did order some from the rear. So the marker has to sit just like around here. It has to work as a reflector too. So you're gonna have to have a side marker on the rear and the front if you don't have one. And another thing is the lights for the license plate have to be operating. And this third brake light here. It's either here or in your wing if you have one. Basically, just make sure all the lights on the vehicle are working. All the lights are DOT approved and you're good. There's just a general exterior inspection on the bumpers, fuel cap, just body condition, checking if there's any aftermarket parts installed. So just a visual walk around the car and making sure all the bumpers are like properly fastened. Nothing's gonna fall off. Everything looks good. Proper hood latch operation. Look at that. And when you close it, it latches. Another thing on the list is to make sure your hood prop is there. Battery. So JDM cars come with really small batteries, and they're also not safety regulated to North American standards. So you're gonna have to change your JDM battery to a North American battery. The posts are bigger on North American batteries, so a lot of the times you'll have to change the terminals, which may be a bit of a job, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. And also in the engine bay, what's being inspected is pretty much everything. So like drive belts, oil leaks. If your engine is leaking a lot and it's just like everywhere, that's not going to pass. You're going to have to replace your gaskets or seals to fix any leaks that you have. A fuel rail is checked, the brake master cylinder and the clutch master cylinder. Everything has to be operating properly and looking fine. When the engine starts and runs, there can't be any weird sounds. The engine can't sound like it's gonna blow up. So you guys hear how this thing just sounds great. Same thing with like exhaust leaks or vacuum leaks. They're gonna be listening for those. Engine mounts, tranny mounts when they're underneath it. Just rev it up, make sure the whole engine doesn't shake. You know, it's like just making sure it's a solid car. The wheel bearings, ball joints, tie rods. Some of these are not applicable, but for the ones that are. Rack and pinion, power steering, control arms, struts and shocks. So pretty much everything pertaining to the suspension of this thing, the drivability of it. Also underneath the car, checking for the exhaust condition and for any leaks or anything. So any holes, any rust or anything like that. For the most part, making sure the car is a proper working vehicle that isn't leaking like crazy or sounding like crap. Just like, you know what I mean? So hopefully this video helped you a lot. I'm just about to completely clean, clay bar, wax, polish the car, and then I'll finish up everything I need to do, and then it should be ready to enjoy and drive. Yo, what is going on, guys? I've been doing a bunch of cleaning up on the Altezza. My buddy came and did some PDR on it, paintless dent repair. The hood had a really small dent kind of around this area. He was able to get it removed. On the trunk, there was a dent here, and I believe there was another one somewhere down here. And he managed to completely remove those, so body's looking a lot cleaner. The next day after that, I spent a bunch of hours clay barring this thing to get it nice and smooth. Yeah.
This stuff fills those lines and makes it even smoother.
Damn, it's like see-through, man. What? Never had a window that clean. All right, so big shout out to Meds. They just finished up with the Altezza. They're gonna let you guys know what they just did.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, thanks, Dave.
Yeah, so on the Altezza here, we did our 3-in-1 wax, wash, and polish. It takes care of all of the like grime and stuff on the outside while giving it a good shine and a wax and protectant as well. On the rims and tires, we also put a little bit of our 3-in-1 as well. So those are shined up nice. And our 3-in-1's also good for vinyl and stuff too. So if you wanna, if anyone has any vinyl stuff inquiries, we've done Steezy as well. They work with Eminence Vinyl. Anything like tar, road grime, glue and stuff like this. We had like an old badge marking here.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it off for like weeks, and these guys got it off right away. So
yeah,
big thank
so
you.
we were able to take care of that.
Yeah, it looks great.
On the inside, what we do is we do a full vacuum out of the vehicle. We make sure to get in all the sort of nooks and crannies. We also did a shampoo of the vehicle and extraction. So what that did is that got rid of any odors, anything that was trapped in the fabrics for years, and even in the top layer of the sort of sponge of the seats. All our products are hypoallergenic, so if you have any allergies, we're good for that. We also, unlike a lot of other detailing companies, use a lot of steam. We disinfected everything, so that's going to kill a lot of odors. That's going to kill bacteria and little nooks and crevices that a wipe down will never reach. We also reach in and blow out all the HVAC ducts. A UV protectant brought a nice shine to the dash without any sort of oil residue. All of our products are water-based, not silica-based, so they don't leave that oily, kind of greasy feeling. We are 100% mobile. We operate year-round. I'm Eric, that's Kelvin.
Yeah,
Give us a
thank you guys for sure.
www.medsdetailing.com. Happy to help you out.
Big thank you to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.